celebrated Valentine's Day. My wife and I both worked Sunday and Sunday night she worked, so we decided to have Valentine's Day on Monday. So we were going to go out, have dinner, you know, go out for dessert, the whole deal. And Monday the kids were off school. I still have no idea why. But they were off, and the car needed fixing. So we thought, all right, she's not working, we only need one car, we'll take the car in, get the car looked at. So I brought it in that morning, then I'm going out that night. And I was just kind of working, hanging out. And about 1 o'clock, the mechanic comes. I want to tell you what's wrong with your car. I said, all right, cool. So, well, the valve-covered gasket is leaking and needs to be replaced. All right. It's about $300. All right. Fine. And the fuel injectors are leaking. They need to be replaced. Okay? How much is that? Well, that's about $450. Okay? And there's leaking around the transmission. Okay. And there's leaking from the power steering. Even the stupid little thing that you screw the oil filter on, I mean, even that was leaking. It's like somebody took this giant fork, right, with like 5 points on it, just stabbed my wife's car. So the total was about $2 grand to get this car fixed, right? And, you know, we had to take some deep breaths. It's a nice Valentine's Day, you know, it's great. We're out to dinner, and about 4 times during the course of dinner, one of us had to say to the other one, we're not going to talk about the car, right? Yes. We're just going to enjoy our evening and enjoy one another's company. But then, you know, in the time in between, we had to make a decision. What are we going to do? You know, you look up the cost of the car, you look up how much the repairs are going to be, you try and figure that whole thing out. And then we started talking about, well, okay, even if it is worth fixing, you know, it's got 185,000 miles on it, we're probably going to need to get something else. So, well, what are we going to get? What do we do? And that's an interesting question. What kind of car are you going to get? I mean, it sounds simple. You know, what should we get? Should we get another Subaru? We got it. We like it. It's got 185,000 miles on it. That's pretty good. Should we get a bigger car for the family? A smaller car? More efficient? You know, what kind of car are we going to get? And you know, the more I thought about it, the more I thought about what that really said about me. I mean, because I realized I'm not getting a minivan. I'll tell you, I mean, a lot of people love minivans. If you have a minivan, great. I'm not going to get a minivan. I would drive the kids around in a rickshaw before I got a minivan. You know, I just push them along and it'd be fine. School is not that far. It's like 3 miles. I could do it. I'm not going to get a sports car either. You know, I don't need something to you know, get back to my youth and feel whatever. I don't need that. But, okay, what is me? You know, do I want something with power? Do I just want something cheap and clunky? A Pinto, a Hummer, what do I want? You know? Who am I? What kind of car person am I? Who am I? You know, I mean, think about that for a minute. Because there's so many different ways that we are known to people. In this day and age especially, as identities have kind of multiplied, you know, I'm a lot of things. I'm a graduate of Syracuse University, I'm an American, I'm a Christian, I'm a husband, I'm also this person on that website, I've got this user ID on Instant Messenger, I'm this to that person, this person sees me in carpool, you know, who am I? Which of those is me? Are all of them me? Because everybody doesn't see all of them. You know, with all these things I've done, the good, the bad, the ugly, the wonderful, which ones are me? Which ones are just mistakes? Which ones are just the things that happen? Who am I? And what kind of car am I supposed to buy? This is what I was wondering about. And I want to read you something now about identity and some people that found an identity. And the setup for this is this. This is the story, this takes place when the Jewish people had just been set free from Egypt. And they were going to the land that God had promised for them. But they hadn't gotten there yet. This is from the book of Deuteronomy, where a lot of this stuff takes place. And this is the instruction that God gives to them. I'm going to read this for you, and I want to invite you to just kind of close your eyes and picture this. Get comfortable. Just listen. And then we'll have a time of silence. When you hear the chime, come back to worship. Listen to these instructions. Picture someone doing this as you hear it. When you arrive in the land the Lord your God is giving you, and have conquered it and settled there, put some of the first produce from each harvest into a basket. Bring it to the place where the Lord your God chooses for his name to be honored. Go to the priest in charge at that time and say to him, with this gift I acknowledge that the Lord your God has brought me into the land he swore to give our ancestors. The priest will then take the basket from your hand and set it before the altar of the Lord your God. You must then say, my ancestor Jacob was a wandering Aramean who went to live in Egypt. His family was few in number, but in Egypt they became a mighty and numerous nation. When the Egyptians mistreated and humiliated us by making us their slaves, we cried out to the Lord, the God of our ancestors. He heard us and saw our hardship, toil, and oppression. So the Lord brought us out of Egypt with amazing power, overwhelming terror, and miraculous signs and wonder. He brought us to this place and gave us this land flowing with milk and honey.